Welcome to Talk 30 Podcast, the podcast where life is reflected through intimate conversation with me, your host, T.he H.ate. We are back for another episode of Talk 30 Podcast. It is Sunday, August 26th. And I wanted to start by introducing a little bit more structure to the show. I'm going to go ahead and break up the show into a few different categories. First will be foreplay. The second will be position of the day, and which also will feature an interactive section that is on the Talk 30 Podcast Facebook page. So if you have not liked and follow Talk 30 Podcast on Facebook, please go ahead and do so, and you will be able to get to participate in the daily poll position. That's POLL. So randomly, each day I will post a position of the day. So it'll be a nice photo accompanied by a question, or poll, and I will go ahead and answer or respond to the most popular poll position on Sundays during the podcast, during our position of the day segment. After all of the topics are discussed, then we will wrap up the show in a segment called Climax, because everyone likes a happy ending, right? Again, a little bit backstory on Talk 30 Podcast. Talk 30 is multidimensional. Sex is not the only thing on its mind. This show is an outlet for myself to express who I am truly and to be able to do so freely. My life is pretty random. I would say that my purpose is not narrowed down to one thing specifically, and Talk 30 Podcast is where everything is laid on the table and then I can put it in order from there. So what I want from this platform is to just release this amazing personality into the world, awaken, learn, and grow, myself. Most of the content will be or have a more comedic spin, and the topics will range from anything from simple to complex, current events, TV, but mostly my interaction with people and the different conversations we have, right? Because that's what it is. Talk 30 Podcast, the podcast where life is reflected through intimate conversation with me. Oh, actually, so there's foreplay, which is going to be the weekly host updates, followed by a quickie, which is going to be a recap of weekly current events. Then we move to position of the day with the online poll position, and then climax, happy ending. So we can go ahead and get warmed up a little bit with a little foreplay. And what has happened? Well, actually this week, my guest co-host, Prolific, she is not on this episode. She's not here this week. She has gone back to our hometown, Sacramento, And so she'll be back joining us next week. But before she left, she didn't wash the dishes. And I'm not sure how I feel about that, because our normal agreement is that she washes the dishes, I take out the trash. But for some reason, I ended up being the one that was supposed to wash the dishes. I think I washed maybe like 2-3 dishes and then went to sleep. I'm not a dishwasher. I'll throw everything in the kitchen away before it is necessary for me to wash dishes. But lately, I also have not been taking out the trash. The maintenance men at the apartments have been taking out the trash. And it's so random because I had to have my bathroom sink replaced. The maintenance man who did the sink took out the trash. I had to have my refrigerator replaced. The maintenance man who replaced the refrigerator took out the trash. And I had to have my bathtub resurfaced or recoated. Basically, they just sprayed the white shit in the tub. Because that bathtub was looking like, Joe's apartment? I don't know. That bathtub was a hot ass mess. And I don't understand how they decided they were going to move people in with that. With all of the maintenance complaints and the work that I'm having them do, as time progresses, this shit is going to be a completely different unit. They're going to have to upgrade or charge more because it's going to be an upgraded ass unit. They should have did all this shit before I moved in here. But I did finish washing the dishes, and I don't think I'm going to eat or drink or use any utensils until my cousin gets back and we get back on our regularly scheduled program. What else has happened this weekend or this week? I did go to LA yesterday. And what's funny about that, I was in LA at like 11 o'clock, like, damn, I should have brought a sweater. Back home in Vegas, it's like 1 in the afternoon, and I'm out running errands, and I'm like, you know what? I just really feel drained by the heat right now. I'm going to just turn around and go in the house. There's nothing outside for me right now. The sun is beaming. It gets to a point where the AC, you're just barely hanging on. So literally I did not, I turned my ass around and I went back home. It's ridiculous. I don't even know how hot it was today, but it was too hot to do anything. Plus, I was tired as hell from that drive. I do not recommend. Like, I jumped on the freeway to go to Los Angeles because I wanted to go to the beach. There's no water here in Las Vegas. I think there is a lake. I don't know where it is. I have not been there. But I prefer waves. I prefer a beach. So I jumped on the freeway thinking like, oh my gosh, LA is only 4 hours away. Get to LA on the beach. It's starting to get dark now. It's time to go home because I have not made arrangements as far as a room or any accommodations of that nature. And so I hopped back on the freeway to come home. Man, I was so tired. I am going to, here, let me just do a public service announcement. Do not, if you are tired, do not drive any long distances. Do not drive. I feel that driving tired or sleepy is as dangerous or more dangerous than driving under the influence of drugs or alcohol. And I should have pulled over. That would have been the smart thing to do, to pull over and sleep for a few hours and then get back on the road. That would, lessen the potential of me hurting myself or someone else. So, public service announcement. If you are tired, sleepy, or at that point where your eyes will just close themselves, your body will know that it needs to sleep, then do not drive. Do not operate a vehicle. I will not do that again. Lesson learned. And I am very glad and thankful that I made it home safely. But the time on the beach was actually really good. The water was warm. I kind of thought the water was going to be cold because I knew, of course, weather is different between Vegas and LA. But I found myself needing that sweater at 11 o'clock at night. I would not dare. Actually, I wore a jacket not too long ago here in Vegas, and that's because the only thing I had underneath it was a bodysuit. But I don't think I even own. I have one jacket, and I bought that jacket because it gets pretty cold in the winter. At night, the temperature really drops. So I do have one jacket. I don't have a sweater. I don't have barely any shirts with long sleeves because it's just, it doesn't matter what time of the year. Even if it's raining, you don't need a fucking jacket here in Vegas. But on a happy note, I am enjoying Vegas very much, right? Happy ending. Moving on to next category, quickie. What did we have? We had the VMAs, and then we also had the Black Girls Rock event on BET. So there are some posts on some pictures of beautiful Black women at the Black Girls Rocks ceremonies that I have posted. Janet Jackson, Jasmine Sullivan, Fantasia, all of their outfits were really nice. The VMAs, I did not watch the Video Music Awards. I don't watch a lot of TV. In fact, my TV is not even plugged up right now. If I was going to watch TV, I would plug it up, and I would plug the TV up, and I would plug up my Fire Stick, and I'll probably watch a movie on my jail